Hello friends, welcome back to my channel NS Automation. In today's session, we'll see how we handle the authentication pop-up और the login pop-up in Selenium. So आज के इस वीडियो में हम authentication pop-up को कैसे हैंडल किया जाता है या login pop-up को कैसे हैंडल किया जाता है वो सीखेंगे. So let's start the video. First, what is authentication pop-up? Authentication pop-up होते क्या हैं basically? So the basic authentication pop-up is similar to the alerts. जैसे alerts होते हैं वैसे similar ये pop-up होते हैं. When you are open a browser and you want to navigate to some web page, you cannot because the pop-up is there. You have to provide the username and password, and then you can traverse to the application, right? So basically that authenticate the user is genuine and you can go to that web application. So some application have the authentication pop-up. So if you want to navigate to that application or you want to see that application, you have to provide the correct authentication, right? So it basically authenticate the user. Now this is basically authentication pop-up. How we handle authentication pop-up in Selenium? Basically in Selenium it is very easy to handle the authentication pop-up. When you are providing a URL, simply what you do basically to provide the URL, आप क्या करते हो URL provide करने के लिए? driver.get command use करते हैं और उसमें आप URL provide करते हो. In a very similar fashion, what we'll do, we'll provide the username and password in the same URL. कैसे करते हैं? To handle the basic authentication pop-up, we just pass the username and password along with the web page URL. Like I have shown you in the syntax. हम क्या करते हैं? We'll just use this application and simply we provide the username colon password and at the rate after that the complete URL. Let me show you this in Selenium in the IDE. Before showing you this code, let me show you what is authentication pop-up first. So let's suppose this is my application browser. Now I want to launch this application, but before launching this application, this pop-up said that your connection of this site is not private, so you have to provide the username. So for authentication, I have the password admin, and password is also the admin. Sorry, username is the admin and the password is also an admin. So when you will use sign in, click on sign in, you will navigate to the web application like this same way. So now once you provided the correct credential, now you're able to see this web application, right? Congratulations, you have the proper credentials, right? So how we can handle in Selenium? Very simple in handling the Selenium. Like you can use this code. आप इस कोड को देखो. सो फर्स्ट हमने क्या किया है कि बिफोर क्लास एंड आफ्टर क्लास का यूज़ किया है जिसमें हमने ओपन ब्राउजर एंड क्लोज ब्राउजर का कोड रखा हुआ है. सो ओपन ब्राउजर एंड क्लोज ब्राउजर द कोड फॉर प्री एंड पोस्ट, राइट, फॉर ओपनिंग द ब्राउजर एंड द क्लोजिंग द ब्राउजर. Now I have used this two strings, username and password, where I put the username and password, right? Now I am providing this. If you want to provide this password from the string, from the Excel, from anywhere, so you can do in that way. You can just use the you can use divide or categorize your URL accordingly. So basically HTTPS, the HTTP protocol, then you will use the username colon password and at the rate URL. So basically it's the same. Like if you want to provide the if you want to provide the URL, so how can you? First you will have to provide the HTTP whatever URL you have, then the username. Like suppose I have the admin username, so I will provide the admin colon, again I will provide the admin and at the rate I will provide the URL. So my complete URL will be like here. So the internet broken. So this will be my URL, right? So I will provide at the rate and then after that I will provide the complete URL. So this is my now this URL, this is my complete URL in the case of handling the authentication pop-up, right? So I have already done this in this. So I have just passed the driver.get and the URL. Then I have applied a 2 seconds of wait so that I can see what happened, and then I will get the message from that application, congratulations message, and then just printing that message on my console. So let me run this program and you can see that how it's handling authentication or the login pop-up in Selenium. This is very simple, guys. You can just use this code. Now you can see the browser is launched and the URL is launched, and you can see that no authentication is displayed because we handle that authentication in the URL only, right? So this is very simple, guys, how we handle the authentication pop-up in Selenium, right? So this is for this today's session. We'll definitely meet with some new topic of Selenium or the automation in the next video. Bye bye. Thank you for watching my video.